Recording. Okay. Everybody, I want to introduce Dr. Paula Hedglon. She's been in practice in Florida after she graduated way back in the 80s from Life College at the time. She's the better half of our friend Armand. Um, she's been down at DE really doing stuff, taking care of the young docs that are coming in. And she's been basically speaking on the stage for years. I've always been impressed with my interaction with Paula on social media. But I invited her in because I know she has a big heart, just like her brother. So, Paula, the room is yours.
Really? So I can just talk? I'll
Yep.
be asking you guys questions. Now I'm really excited to be on tonight, but yeah, everyone knows my brother. And we just have, chiropractic is our life. It's not just what we do, it's our life. And a couple of things like today, I went upstate New York and was at by the lake, but today I felt like I was recharged after the weekend, being by the lake and everything, and meditating and doing my 49 breaths, whatever you do need to do. So I went into the office today and it was a whole different energy. It was like totally like in loving, like every person I touch, I feel like I really loved what I do. And I love being where I was at the chiropractic office, even though my husband is in New York. But I just loved being back there and taking care of people and just touching on them, loving on them. And there's nothing more rewarding than being a chiropractor. I mean, this is a time that we need to really, really step up and be there for the people, because this is a time they're being, I'm telling you, you know it. You know what's going on in the medical field. You know what's going on when they start going into that direction, how they're like sheep and they just do whatever they do. But hopefully with education and educating people and doing different things, we do lunch and learns, we do different things where they come to the office and bring speakers and learn and educate. So it's not just coming from me, it's coming from them. They need to know the power inside of innate. They need to know that they have the ability to heal. They need to know all that. So there's four things I always bring up to people all the time, and that's, we need to have a purpose, and we all have the purpose. You have the purpose. You know what your purpose is. Your purpose is to take care of the people, to reconnect them, spiritual to physical, and to just get them clear. And that's our purpose. Our purpose is to be that chiropractor that does that with certainty, with expertise, with specificity, all of that. You need to be right on with the person. You need to be focused. With the purpose, you need to have perseverance. Definitely. Preparation and perseverance. That is so important. So what I do every Monday, I write an email to my team, my staff, of, what the purpose is of that day, what we're doing that day, and what focus we want to do. And I always have a little either quote by BJ Palmer or something by Dr. Sid, or something that really reminds us of why we are doing our mission together. And I do that every Sunday night. I do it, and then I send it Monday morning. They have to read that before we even start. And then we do a huddle. So that's preparation is very important. I don't know what you do, but I do the 49 breaths. I read and I do that letter. And then we have a prayer in the office. We have a huddle in the office in the morning before we even start. So that's really important. And, sometimes we get a little discouraged or we get distracted, and that's okay. Once you get distracted, just come right back and do it again. Just start all over. Sigafus used to say that you have to do something 21 times for it to be a habit. And if you miss, like if you weren't fasting for 2-3 days or something, you guys start all over. If you weren't, just start all over and just do it over again and just keep doing it. You have to persevere. And that's to discipline ourselves so we can be clear, so we can take care of them as their vessel. So that's really important too. So what do you think of when I say passion? All right. I'm just going to throw it out there. What is your passion? Yeah, maybe passion of chiropractic. What else is your passion? Is your passion of enhancing life? Is your passion of letting them educate so they get that aha moment? Oh, wow, like this really does work, or this really, I need to bring my kids in. I need to bring my family in. What's your passion? You have a passion. And if you're passionate, that's so important. Sig used to be passionate. I mean, he was really passionate. And Dr. Sid was passionate. I know a lot of people that are very passionate in what they do. And that passion has to exude out of you. I mean, not just in what you say, but how you do it, how you look at them, how you be in present time conscious with them. That passion is like so important. They have to feel that when they come in the office. They need to feel you, your team, and everybody around you. So that's very important as being in a chiropractor. And if you're not in the office, if you're teaching, what's your passion? My brother's is teaching and helping people and facilitator. That's a passion too. And that's very important. You know, we have a lot of students, and I don't want to sound negative on this, but we have students that don't know how to adjust. We have students that don't understand the philosophy of chiropractic or where it came from. We have students that don't know the green books, that don't know BJ Palmer. That we have students that don't know what subluxation is. Whoa. I mean, think about that. So, you know, us as whatever you are, you know, it's always educating, always teaching, always helping people, mentoring people. It's so important. And if sometimes we get discouraged teaching. So guess what? Just be the example. Let you be the example. And if they see what you're doing, example, then people will follow you. And it's not that follow you to say, oh, I'm so important. No, it's to follow you so we can reach more people. And that's how we have to do it. Just think of all these people, all these kids that are getting so many vaccinations, all these kids that are getting so much drugs. I mean, it's just impossible. I never grew up that way. And it's just impossible to overcome some of the things that they're going through. I mean, they have to go through a lot more than we were when we were kids. Just think about that. They can't walk anywhere. They can't do anything. They, you know, everything is fear, fear, fear based. Well, let's give them some hope. Let's give them some love, and let's give them, get serving and get out there and do your preparation, you know, and your passion. And I don't know what your preparation is, but do something. And tonight, if we're talking about this, do something different, add something, or maybe you need to delete something. Maybe you need to delete doing things like looking at your phone in the office, or delete, you know, it's not just doing more. Maybe we need to do less and be more focused on what we need to do. So there's some changes that you could make tonight that'll start tomorrow. And it doesn't have to be just in the office. It could be at your home life. It could be at home, you know. One of the things with my husband is stay so totally focused when he comes in the office at night with me, not to do anything, just to be there for an hour. I call him the maintenance man, but he doesn't like that. So anyhow, he's just there. He's not a chiropractor, and he's just there. When we come home, or if we're eating together or not eating together, there's always something good. We say, what was good today? We talk about what was good today, not always what was bad today. And that's what you say to your patients when they come. What's better today? I know you're telling me all your symptoms. What's better today? So let them start thinking about what's better today, what's good today, and be positive about it. You know, constructive thoughts are better than destructive thoughts. How many people do you have in your office that says constantly say, "Oh, this is never going away. This is it. This is it." And it's not. It's not true. Your body regenerates all the time. It's not true at all. Chiropractic works whether they believe it or not. Chiropractic works whether we believe it or not. And I have a sign on my door. It says, only positive thoughts when you walk through this door. And that is so important, because right away they're thinking negative stuff. Because especially, oh, I don't have to watch the news. Are you kidding? Your people come in and tell you what's going on in the news, right? So that's what they're getting. And they're not getting enough of philosophy. They're not getting enough of education. You know, do something crazy. Do something like a lunch and learn, or not even lunch and learn, just have a talk in your office. Bring them to it. You know, just get them to have I do a message. This is the other thing too. I'm doing a message now. I'm back to school to the kids, and I'm giving them a letter how important it is for the kids to get checked, why they should get checked. You know, we're giving out one item of back to school item to each kid. They're picking one starting August 1st this week, and let them understand, and then have a letter for the teachers. You know, get the teachers, get in the classrooms. If you like, you don't have to, but if you do, it's really great. The kids will always remember. They'll remember the spine. They're learning things in 5th grade now, nervous system. They're learning the whole thing, the brain and nervous system. So it's always good. So one of the things is visualization. I know Sagafus used to always say, look to the 4th dimension, you know, bring it to the 3rd. Well, I used to poo-poo that, but it really does work. We have this thing in the office where the phone rings to say, new patient, and 9 out of 10 times it's a new patient. And we don't say it all the time, but it does happen. Visualization, visualize what you say. Visualize it, speak it out, write it down, and start doing it. And doing it with your group, with your team, or your family, or your kids. It's so important that they understand that too. So I'm talking to a few people here, and I think that everybody here is into chiropractic or chiropractic's into them. And I think that all of you are successful tremendously, more so than I could ever be. And one of the things you want to do is, what is your legacy? Well, who's going to take over? Who's going to take over your practice? Who's going to help you? Who's going to be there for you? I mean, where's your warriors? Where's your patient warriors that if something does happen, that they'll be there for you? And they are. So start thinking about all these things that I'm telling you. I'm just throwing things out little at a time for you so you can digest it or not. Or you could just sit there and have a jacuzzi moment. You know, that's what we say at DE. This is not a jacuzzi moment. You either got to make a change, do a change, add a change, or do something different to be radical. And we want to be radical so people will remember you for who you are. Dr. Santos said he was the fool on the hill, you know, or I think it's Michael Halloran. He says he's the poop doctor because all the kids that are constipated come to him all the time. They poop. So he's known as the poop doctor. So those are things that are happening all around you, and just tap in, tap into innate. And how you tap into innate is your choice. It could be going to the beach. It could be going to the park. It could be just in silence. It could be on the meditation calls. It could be reading. It could be all of that tapping in, or just being quiet, being silent. And when you're silent, use that time to ask questions, write it down. Dr. Santos said, what should my practice, what do I need to do to build my practice or not? What do I need to do for myself right now? What is it that I need to change? What is it that I want to accomplish? What is it I want to leave a legacy for? What is it? What is your gifts? Everybody here has a gift. Everybody. So I'm going to ask you. I know. Who's unmuted right now? Brian, what's your gift?
My gift, my passion for chiropractic and my persistence in life.
Perfect. And then how are you doing that?
Yeah. I'm always learning. I'm on this call right now. I'm always studying to get better at my craft, to learn a little bit more, to say it a little differently to a patient. And I'm just going to keep on going.
Great. Audio tape yourselves and do all these things. I mean, everybody here can do something more or can do something different. I know when I go to DE, I always come back and I say, I got to do better in my orientations, or I got to do better in this, or I got to do better in this. And, I get this motivation inside of my cells of my being that I want to vibrate at a higher level. And I get so excited, but then sometimes something negative happens and it just brings you right down. Well, you can't let those distractions bother you. Okay. I'll give you an example. I have a roof leak. I've had 3 different roofers try to fix my roof leak. It's finally successful after a year and a half. And that's a long time, but it took a long time for them they told me every different diagnosis could possibly be, it happened, and that's what I did. And then finally it's done. And then my x-ray unit went down and I had to upgrade everything. And it was like, another distraction. Well, guess what? Those are distractions that keep us on purpose. We need to stay on purpose. So everybody has challenges. Everybody has different things, but you, John, here's one for you. What's your passion?
The sacred trust is my passion. And everything I do is about guarding that.
Guarding it. Guard it well. That's what we want. And I have that, and I up on the wall, and I say it every time I come in. I'd say it to myself. And I also have close to chiropractic birthday, I have that written on paper, and I give it to all my patients about the last words. And that's so important. So that's something that we could do too. Anybody else? Jeff, you want to say something? You have to unmute yourself.
I'm just passionate in general about pretty much everything. I don't like to do anything halfway. Once I commit to things, I tend to find the best way that suits me, that I can achieve the most within it. I think I'm a very good person with my patients at connecting with them and bringing out things in them that maybe they didn't know themselves when they first came in the office from that standpoint.
That's so great. It's so funny. Like sometimes when people say things and they ask me a question and I say to them, what do you think? And before they know it, they answer it correctly whatever they think. And that's, without me saying anything. What do you think about it? They say, Doc, do I need to do this? What do you think? And then I say, what do you think I would say? And they say, oh, I know what you would say. But it's funny. So that's very important about connecting with the people. That's really good. David, how are you? Why aren't you on the other one? Okay. Oh, there you go. I'm like, I lost you, so you made me drop the book. Okay, so anybody else want to say anything? Who's
Mark.
unmuted? Go ahead. Who wants to say something? Come on, don't be shy. What are you passionate about? Come on. Ronnie, want to say something? You're unmuted. No, nobody wants to.
All right, I'll share.
Go ahead, Mark. Share.
I'm passionate in general about a lot of things in my practice. I'm finding myself more and more passionate, like what you described before about the aha moments, when I can connect with a patient and they get it. I think that there's a paradigm shift going on right now, and I love opening their eyes and having them, see something in a different way where they kind of finally get it.
That's good. And then you say, thank you for telling others about that. Make sure you do.
Make sure you
Yep, that's
tell
it.
a friend.
Tell a friend, bring them in. And
Yep.
sometimes I say, oh, thank you for the referrals. And they go, I didn't refer anybody. Yeah, but you will, like just change it around. Yeah, but you will. And I always say thank you when I adjust somebody. Thank you. What am I saying thank you for? Not just for the person, but for innate. Thank you for allowing the innate intelligence to go through this person and do whatever it needs to do. That's important. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So that's another thing too. So anybody else want to say something? About what
Josh,
the question? Go ahead. Go ahead. What you're passionate about? Come on, don't be shy. Let's go.
I'll be right there.
Okay.
come on, Josh.
All right. Hello, hello.
Hi.
Hi. I'm passionate about elevating families and souls.
Absolutely. And about life, right?
Let my mess be my message. Yes.
Celebrating life. That's
Every
it.
day. Every day.
Every day in every way. That's so important. Thank you, God, right? We say thank you, thank you, thank you for all of it. So yes, that's always important. So let me ask you, what are some of your preparations? Because I know mine. I just told you what my preparations are. What preparations would you do if you go into the office tomorrow? What are you going to do tomorrow? If not, if you go on Wednesday, what are you going to do? And if you're not working, what are you going to do? So everybody has a preparation. Anybody want to volunteer?
My preparation is very simple.
Go ahead, John.
Prayer. I pray every morning. I pray about my office. I pray on my tables. I pray for all my patients.
That's great.
Just
You
pray.
know, it is important. We do pray for certain patients in our office when we do our huddle in the morning. And, because we have some that are doing cancer, chemo, and we have so many different other people. And we always have a little prayer bowl at the front desk. And what they do is they put their name or intention, and then they have to take one out. So it's been up on their front desk. We have little cards, and they put somebody's name in there, or they don't have to, and then they don't have to put what it's for. And then when somebody wants to put one in, they have to take one out and put theirs in. So this is a constant thing we do. It's been up there a year, and a lot of patients don't, but a lot of patients do. So they do that. And at the end of the week, we'll take them all out, and we just think of each person as a group and team. How does that sound? It's pretty good.
Love that idea. Love that idea.
Yeah, it's like a little fishbowl. So we have a little fishbowl up there, and it says prayer intention. So you could do it. And it doesn't have to be a person. It could be a thing. It could be what they're going through right now. Everybody has challenges. And those challenges, it's better when more than one person can pray about it. And that's what we do. All right, so that's good. Anybody going to do anything different tomorrow? Like what I mentioned, all the things I mentioned. I talk so fast because I come from New Jersey. Don't hold that against me. Okay, what? Who's going to do something different? Anybody? Nobody? Nothing? All right. Go ahead, Brian.
Oh, you saw that? Yeah, I love your little sayings. I'm going to say, as soon as the person starts complaining about symptoms, I'm going to let them finish, and then I'm going to say, what's better today? I'm going to thank them for something every time I adjust them. Thanks for being a good patient. Thanks for being on time. Thanks for being Thanks for who knows what. I'll make something up. And
That's
I love that line. Thanks for telling others about your healing. Thanks for telling others about your success in the office, whether they have, whether they have or not.
Mhm.
You're planting the seed in their mind to
So
tell us.
now that you say that, it reminded me of another thing that Sigafus tell me to do. When you have your hands on them to adjust, close your eyes and just see all their family members or friends coming in. So in other words, you're putting that intention and energy for their family and friends right when you're adjusting them, right after. So it's kind of like, just you're going to see a lot of referrals, more referrals, more referrals. And it's not for you, it's not for them, it's for the person that should be coming in that God's going to send in, because that's what happens. So that's part of the thank you. When you do the thank you, just really see that, focus on it. You know how they say, see the bone move before you do it, close your eyes, see the bone move. Well, you're going to see them bringing their family and friends. Just visual. We talked about visualization. It's so important. So that's another tidbit.
It's an unbelievably good nugget. Thank you.
Yeah, they're all from Sigafoods. It's not mine. So I'm just passing it on.
We
Yep,
steal from the
passing it on.
best.
That's right. And they get it from Innate. So we can get things from Innate too. Innate will guide you in anything you want to do. All right. Who wants to say something? We have a lot of people that are not showing their faces, but that's okay. At least they're listening. So here's anything else we want to share? Because I can share a lot more, but I'm just like giving you some things to digest
Well,
here.
everything you talked about tonight, Paul, is reminding people about the basics.
Exactly.
Going back to getting connected to your passion, getting connected to your purpose,
Mhm.
having steps to clear your mind, to clear your heart, reconnect yourself to innate. We talk
And
about that clear hollow bone.
that's
Right?
right.
How do you do that?
And at the
The 49 breath, the meditation, the prayers, the affirmations, the visualizations, all those things that we have to do to reconnect. Chuck Ribble used to say this. He said, remind what the good book says. We're supposed to be in the world, but not of it. He says,
right.
you have accepted the principle, the gospel of above, down, inside out. You don't go out into the world and allow them to tell you that everything comes from outside in, down, upward. You are basically
Right.
there with you're an apostle to spread the new gospel of above, down, inside out. And everything about that sacred trust, everything that we're doing, whether it's passionate about communicating with patients or getting new patients or long-term care plans or anything else that's going on in your life, you're always a chiropractor. And that's the key thing. It doesn't matter whether you're swimming at the pool, riding a bike, skiing down a mountain, you're always a chiropractor. And everything about you should exude that. And that's exactly what you brought up tonight.
Mhm. That's it. We're chiropractors, and this is going to be, this is 24/7. We're chiropractors 24/7, and it's part of our life and our DNA, our genes, everything. So, wanted to bring up more about thank you at the end of the night. What I do sometimes with my team, I'll say, "What was good today?" Ask them, "What was good today in the office? What was good? What did you learn? What is good?" And we do a little thank you prayer at the end. We also do our breaths in the middle of the day, but I always ask them, and we do a little thank you prayer because you never know. And I don't here again, I'm not going to be negative. You don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. So we want to give the best adjustment, the most specific adjustment, the most loving adjustment, because you never know. And that's what we want to do. If that was their last adjustment, we want it to be connection, 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 and your best. And if we want to do the best, we have to be prepared. And I'm talking to myself too. We have to be prepared. And that's part of it. Sometimes so many distractions. I'm telling you,
Paula, just a clarifying question.
yeah.
You do breaths in the morning, breaths at lunch, or
Okay,
in the midday,
I do
and
breaths.
breaths at the end of the day?
Yeah, I do the breaths by myself in the morning. Okay. And then in the middle of the day, I do it with my team. We do it like at lunchtime, middle of the team. And then I'll do a meditation prayer at night. Sometimes I do it at night too, because like with our band of brothers, we do the 49 breaths in the beginning, which is great. Each person takes that's how we start it. We do 7, 14, 14, 14. Each one does affirmations in our band of brothers. And you're always welcome to come on ours too. I mean, it's I know it's
I've
on
been there.
like the same time, but maybe it's it's good. It's good. I like how you interact, and it's really good. We give different speakers, but one of the things is ours, we don't have a lot of people just in Florida. They're all over. You know, we have people all over, not just in like I don't know if everybody there is from Long Island or not. I know David's not, but if you're not, you know,
Jeff is in Pennsylvania. We usually have a guy from Connecticut on, but he's not here tonight.
Okay, good. Well, that's good. We'll keep it going. But basically, what we want to do is this is our connection. Thank God, you know, you said you had Sandy, we had the COVID, and we had this, because that's what made us do the Zoom. And it's really great. I mean, I don't want to say thank you God for Sandy, but that was one of the benefits of doing the Zoom is you could do it, you know, without being there. I used to do the Band of Brothers at my office. I would get out at 10 o'clock at night and I would make food every Monday night. And it got to be so overwhelming after a while. It was like, so everyone would bring food and I had to have to clean my office and I would get out there so late. So I love the Zoom, to be honest. I miss getting adjusted by each other, but I love the Zoom. And I think you could do a lot with the Zoom that you have and all the speakers. I mean, there's a lot of people that have a lot of gifts that they're giving out. Let's go back to gifts. David, what's your gift?
Silence.
Like, can you elaborate on what's my gift? Like,
Well, we were asking about each person what their gifts are: communication, or adjusting, their passion. What do you feel is your gift? And if you don't know, I'll tell you.
I would like to hear what you have to say.
Oh,
So,
you're just so loving and so just warmth and everything. You make people feel so good about themselves. You know, you do.
I think
You empower people.
I think you're right about that, the empowerment thing. And I think for years, because of our upbringing in the Northeast, we always want to like it's like a wannabe thing. And I think I got cracked open by Arno and realized that my convincing people to do things, the conning in a positive way, is actually now to con people to have a better lifestyle, to express more life, to be convincing from the heart, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm. So do you do that through one-on-one? Do you do that through education, orientation? Do you do that through letters? Do you do that through
One-on-one, day one, table talk.
Okay, that's good. So what we're doing tonight is you're figuring out what you're going to change, what you're going to add, or what you're going to delete. That'll help you get more grounded or more in chiropractic, what we want to do, and to be that chiropractor, the extraordinary chiropractor we want to be, right? So we're all thinking about something that we can do different or add to or delete. So this is part, I was asking people what their gifts are and what they're passionate about. So anybody else want to say something?
I'll tell you what mine is, Paula.
Go ahead.
And a lot of people on this call know me, so it's going to be easy. My level of certainty is 100%. That's
Excellent.
the key thing for me. So when I communicate with people, I come from authority, but I speak softly.
Good. That's good. I used to say things with C's, like there's certainty, commitment. We have to be committed to what we do. And we ask our patients to be committed to care. That's another thing too. So compassion, we have to have compassion. That doesn't mean we be a people pleaser, but we do have to have compassion. That's all. The certainty is very, very big. That's a big one. So what else? Who else has something? All right. Who's going to change? Go ahead. Who's going to change something tomorrow? Come on. You guys got to volunteer. Get in there. Speak up. Don't be shy. You have to be a radical, remember? Fanatical, radical.
Well, Paul, I think for me, it's not so much change. It's getting back to what I used to do. A lot of life things. I'm a little behind some people with my age. I got a daughter in college in Montana. She's been there 2 years, and a son who is going to be leaving in 3 weeks to start college down at Westchester. So there's a lot of the life and family obligation stuff that takes a lot of time and energy, and making sure that that's all right and in place. And I've gotten lazy in the practice, and I'll be the first to admit it. I used to go in and do the breaths, and I would visualize when I got to the office. And now I get up and there's always something to do for my son or somebody before I leave. So there's things in the morning that weren't there before. And it's just a matter of making up my mind that I'm going to find the time to do it. And starting tomorrow morning, Well, I go in at 3 in the afternoon on Tuesday, but when I go in, I will be doing the breaths before I see people and going back to the visualization.
Good. That's biggie. That's a big one. You know, it's so funny because those of you who know Marilyn Shore, she spoke at DE and she was saying how she does her breaths on the morning calls. We have a group one at 7 in the morning, but she, even though she was doing the breaths, she wasn't doing the breaths. She was playing with her dog. She was doing this. She was being distracted. She didn't have her voice thing on. And it's so funny because you see that with people with Zoom, they don't have their picture on. They're doing something else instead of staying focused. And that's one of the challenges I'm going to challenge all of you is to stay focused on when someone's talking, or if a patient is talking to you, stay focused. Really know their eye color. I mean, that's how much you have to know about them to have that eye contact. Know what color eyes they are. Ask your staff, do you know what color eyes they have? Because that means that they're looking at them and they're greeting them properly. That's an important thing. Rob, I think it was it Rob Schiffman? He used to say that. And so those are things that people need to do. And what you said is perfect. The meditation, everything that you're doing in the morning. And you're not lazy, you're just human. I mean, we all do that, you know? It's so it's something that we can commit to tonight to doing. I mean, there's something everybody should commit to doing, and that's a biggie too. So stay focused. All right, what else? Who else has something to say? Zach, you want to say something?
Hi, Paula. Great to see
Hi.
you. Yes,
Good to see
I'll
you.
share. So I love the principle of chiropractic, and I love turning on life for people and transforming lives. And I love what I love about chiropractic is it's just such an inside job, just continually working on ourselves to get better, to show up for people so that we can be a better servant, give more of ourselves, love more. And it's such a beautiful, amazing gift that we get to share with people. And I feel like it makes me a better person, and it helps people to really express their fullness of life. So I
Great.
love it.
You know what I love? I love that you guys are interacting, which is really good because we learn from each other, and it keeps us on a common goal, like what we need to do. You know, you're not just listening, but you're interacting. And I think that's great. That's so important.
I'm
Thank you.
surprised that with this Northeastern crew here, we're from Northeastern, and whoever, what is it, Statler Chiropractic over there is chewing, burping, farting. No, who's not telling him to put him on mute? Come on, Johnny M. Put this guy on mute over here. We got to hear everything that's
It's
coming out of, you know what I
You
mean?
know what?
it's kind of hard to mute Rick.
This is Northeast. You know what I mean? What's he doing over here? And it was a fart, a burp. What's come on over here already?
Yeah, you have the power to do that. That's what we do. We mute people. We used to mute Dave too. No, just kidding. But like that's part of being focused, you know. Like that's a good test, Dave, because if somebody's doing something here, you can't be distracted by it. We need to be focused on that patient that you're adjusting. So those are things that happen, and I think they are muted now, so that's good. So thanks. But it's funny. I just think that every day is a blessing, and that we can go in, we're all going in, whether it's tomorrow or Wednesday, with that purpose of the principle of chiropractic, with that purpose of clearing ourselves out so we can help clear other people out. And I think that this world will be a better place. And even if it's one more person, you're doing it, then you're doing something really good. But I hope that I helped anybody in saying visualization, writing down the thank yous, you know, what's better today, all these little tidbits that I got over the years. I can go on, but I'm not going to. I just want you to pick something that you're going to do and write it down, or write a couple things down. And even with your team, let them write it down. You know, I make my team write thank you notes. I know they think it's silly because I'm used to be a teacher, but I said, nope, you need to write a thank you note. That person brought you cookies. You bring them, write them a thank you note. And sometimes that's the only thank you note they'll never, ever get. So that's another thing that we do. We do 3 thank you notes a day. We have thank you notes sitting out there, and they grab one and they need to do one also. So it's very important, and it could be for anything. It doesn't have to be for cookies or this or that, or, you know, thank you for your whatever. My team gets gifts all the time, and it's really nice because they feel like they're part of the family. So that's another tidbit there too. I know it may sound ridiculous, but I do that. I do the thank you notes.
You know, that's a big thing because a lot of us can get so caught up in the process of the day and the patients and the adjusting and the notes and everything else. We forget to
Right.
take care of the people that support us the most.
That's right.
That's my take home tonight.
Okay, and if you don't do it that night, do it the next day. Because I'm gonna write 3 tomorrow morning and have it for Wednesday. So it's always important because the 3 is like you're putting out the seeds, the seeds. So that's important too. And you're always doing something like that. So, and I have a bunch of people I call too. I call after their first visit. I call them and say, welcome to the office. This is me. This is my cell phone. You're welcome. If you ever need it for emergency, I'm giving it to you. You can use it. And I do that too. So I want them to feel part of the family. And that's an important thing too. So I think I talked a lot, didn't I? I talked too much.
Paula, that was just gem after gem after gem after gem. I want to thank you so much for coming on tonight.
Oh, thank
You
you.
know,
Thank you for
It
inviting.
was, it was special, and I really appreciate you coming on. We had a bunch of people from DE on us over the last few months. But,
Jack told me he was on. Yeah.
Yep. But tonight you just dripped wisdom. It's funny. The one thing that's in my mind is I have all of Sigafus's calls, and there was actually a call from years ago when you were coaching with him. And the one thing that I took out of that I wanted to bring up tonight, just at the end, was you asked him a question, and Sigafu said, "What does your own innate tell you?" And I think that's one of the things we forget is we have to pay attention to our own innate. So she
Right.
brought us a whole lot of gold tonight. But when you listen to that or you go through your notes, what does your own innate tell you to do?
Mm-hmm. That's why with the patient too. What do you think it is? Listen to, and I always tell them, listen to your body or listen to your innate. I tell my patients that too. When they ask me a question, I just go, listen, you'll get the answer. So what do you think? And that's what you do. That's why you're not always telling them what to do. It's more like they're going to figure out for themselves what they need to do, which is usually the right direction. Thank you, John, for mentioning that. I thought you were going to say when he says, is Paula on? Paula on? He used to say that all the time. Is Paula on? I'm like, I
He
don't
would
know.
say that all the time.
I know.
Does anybody have any questions or anything they want to ask Paula directly before we call it a day?
Yeah, I have a question.
Go ahead.
I see so many familiar faces on here over the years of going to Garden Straight and New Beginnings and DE, and it's such a beautiful group here. And I just left a beautiful group at 8 o'clock. With the 8 o'clock call with Marilyn and Paula. I was wondering if there's maybe a way that the two groups could compromise a little bit, potentially, just potentially, and maybe just take it into consideration. Maybe Paula and Marilyn's call could start at 7:50, and then this call could start at 8:40, and then we could promote it, and you could have 40 people on each call. Maybe they don't want that, but I'm definitely coming back to this call because this is my neighborhood right here. This is my area where I grew up. You know what I mean? The Northeast.
I appreciate that
Tired,
very much. David.
tired of dealing with
You know
all them
what?
Florida people
I'll
down
get in
there.
touch with the people who run the call down south, and we'll see what we can do about it.
Well,
Yeah,
Appreciate the feedback.
I'm one of them.
Paula. What's nice is that I always hear Paula as the administrator, but I never hear her talk like this. So this was a treat for me to hear her, and Jersey came out of her tonight. I like that because she plays that Florida role, but Jersey came out of her tonight. I like that.
Sometimes, yeah. Listen, I don't fire people out the office either, but no, just kidding. Just
Hey, you can take the girl out of Jersey, but you can't take the Jersey out of the girl.
no, it
But-
is a good
but
group.
John-
It would be nice if we could get together, but you have yours every 2 weeks, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we have it every week. So
Ours is every 2 weeks.
I'm inviting you to come on next week. So, at 8 o'clock if you can. So that'd be great. And then we can do something like that. We'll figure something out. Innate
I
will
appreciate
provide.
it.
Innate will
Yep.
provide. How do you like that? We put it out in
How
the
about
universe,
that?
and innate will provide. What do you think of that?
I
Sounds
think
good?
that's what's going to happen. We'll see
Yep.
what happens.
Okay.
David dropped a little seed. We'll see where that plants.
Good. Well, I love it.
All right.
Guys. Thank you so much for asking me. I hope
Oh, Paula, so thank you very much. I really is excited to have you on tonight.
good.
Greg Rubenstein said he was going to try and make it, but he had something else going on. But
Why
he was very
not?
excited that you were talking tonight as well.
All
Thank you so much. I
right.
wish you
Thank
to
you.
have a great August, really enjoy the rest of your summer. And
Me
we'll see
too.
you again soon.
All right.
Everybody have a great night. Thanks for coming on
Good
tonight.
night.
Thank you,
See you
everyone.
later,
Thank you,
everybody.
Thank you, Paula.
Everyone.
Thanks.
Thank you, Paula.
you.
Thank you,
Thank
Paula.
you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Thank you.